What's going on, everyone? DJ Fitness Daniels Reviews, and together with me, the new edition
of Glaxon Specimen. Specimen, people. Specimen.
And I have two versions of this thing, Specimen and YoYo Specimen. Yeah, people. Listen, I'm gonna take you through the label of this thing. Then I'm actually gonna share with you my personal experience using this one, the new version. And then towards the end of the video, I'm gonna give you my final verdict. Who is this one for? Should you give a shit? Let's get right into it. Okay guys, so Specimen by Glaxon. So listen, Glaxon, I think the company has only, their brand has only been around for a year. And who didn't hear about Glaxon? I mean, these guys are doing some of the best marketing we've seen on the supplement world, I think, since I've been involved. Anyway, not only does the labels look amazing, they have this whole, sci-fi astronaut type thing going for them. And also from a formulation perspective, these guys have been really innovative. Now, their flagship pre-workout, Specimen, the first version I actually reviewed, I can't remember, like maybe 7 or 8 months ago. I actually didn't really like it. I think it was a bit too much, right? It was a bit too much on the niacin, it was a bit too much on the alpha yohimbin, it kept me from actually focusing on the actual values of the pre-workout. But then they came out with a new version, which is actually launching, or I think launched just now as we are speaking. It looks very much the same, a bit of a different updated label. And they did come out with two versions. One of them is without alpha yo and yohimbin, and the other one, the YoYo version, which has both alpha yo and yohimbin. So basically you have two pre-workouts. They're literally identical, except the difference is this one, or which one? Yeah, the YoYo one has alpha yo and yohimbin. Anyway, so it's supposed to be more hard hitting, right? Like, so you have like the everyday pre-workout version and you have the steam junkie version. That's sort of the way that you need to look at this. Now, as far as what's in this thing, they did change the formula. They added nitrates into the formula that was not there in the previous formula. They reduced a bit the niacin in this thing. They've done real changes around this in order, I want to believe, in order to tone down a bit of the side effects from the hard hitting. And also they have a version without the alpha yo, obviously, so they're targeting the broader audience. Anyway, people, as far as the label, this is a loaded label, really loaded. Like, listen, this formulation on this thing is just amazing. As far as the stuff, so I'm gonna take you through this relatively quickly. Listen, there's 1 scoop and 2 scoops. 2 scoops is 21 servings. 21. Anyway, not 20, by the way, 21. As far as the actual ingredients, so you have beta-alanine at 3.2 grams on 2 scoops. By the way, we're talking 2 scoops here. Though I'm going to talk about the experience in a second, and then we're going to talk about 1 scoop, 2 scoops, and how to treat this thing. Anyway, 3.2 grams of beta-alanine for tingling. Tingling, people. Tingling. We like tingling here. Yeah. If you don't like tingling, you can go away. Anyway, then you have betaine nitrate at 2 grams, so that's great. Betaine nitrate is going to help with pumps. It's going to help with reducing some of the side effects of alpha yo and niacin and a couple of others. Really like this addition, and this is an expensive ingredient. Then I have beta anhydrous, that's going to help you with muscle protein synthesis and some pumps. You have Astrolite, so that's Glaxon's electrolyte blend. They actually have a separate product, Astrolite, which does just hydration. So this is sort of an hydration complex. And I skipped at the beginning of the label, you can see it here hopefully, a bunch of stuff around hydration and vitamin and natural energy and a billion things. But on top of that, they have the astrolighting. Then you go and you have L-tyrosine at 1 gram, so that's going to help you with focus. They have Yerba Santa, so that's interesting. I think it's the first time I see it in a pre-workout at 1 gram. Or is it 1 gram? Oh, it's 400 milligrams. Yeah, and that's going to help. I mean, it's a herb that's used for a couple of things, usually respiratory syndromes, like to help with breathing, better breathing. It does help with something about like muscle spasm and a couple of other things. There's a bunch of stuff around it that's supposed to help with. Interesting addition. I mean, these guys rocket. Like, there's Joey Savage on the Glaxon team. He's like sort of the mad scientist. This dude knows about science. Anyway, caffeine at 300 milligrams, so not a lot of caffeine, right? 300 milligrams is perfect. By the way, I always say this on the channel. If you can get a pre-workout to work at 300 milligrams of caffeine, all the power to you. You don't need more. Really, why take more if this works? Then you have cholinase, which is it's a complex of a couple of choline derivatives that's supposed to help you with mental focus. You have 300 milligrams here. And then you have synephrine. Synephrine at 60 milligrams. You're going to see it says 170 milligrams, but it's 30% standardized. So it's about 57 whatever milligrams of synephrine. So that's going to help you with energy, mental focus, and thermogenesis in the body. And L-theanine at 100 milligrams. So that's supposed to, reduce the potential for a crash. And 1-to-3 ratio with the caffeine, that's sort of okay. I'm good with that. Like, I usually don't like a lot of caffeine. Then the YoYo version adds to what I just described 3 milligrams of alpha yohimbine. So that's a lot of alpha yo. That's the upper threshold for alpha yo, even for me, because of the side effects. Like you're gonna get drooling, you're gonna feel your throat, you're gonna get cold chills sometimes. And then yohimbine at so just yohimbi at 2 milligrams. 2 milligrams of yohimbi. So you have 2 milligrams of yohimbi and 3 milligrams of alpha yo. That is intense. Anyway, so these are the two versions here. That is a loaded formula from a focus perspective. Not a lot of pump ingredients to some extent, except the nitrate and some of the betaine, and you can argue the 1 gram of taurine here. Not a lot of pumps for sure. Not a lot of pump ingredients, but a lot of focus ingredients, and definitely the energy is the focus on this thing. Listen, people, labels are just fucking labels, even when they look as amazing as this one, but they're just fucking labels. You never know. You never know how these things are gonna play together, right? And like I told you, the previous version had me itching all over the place because of the niacin flashes. I felt the alpha yo, I felt less the other stuff. Anyway, you never know. You never know. So let's get into the actual experience. So the flavor I have on this thing, I have Alien Pop on the YoYo version, and I have Dark Cherry on the no YoYo version. Both of them are amazing. I actually really like the flavor. They're really good. We don't care a lot about flavors in pre-workouts because you just sip it and you go. But if they're amazing, that's a bonus. They're very good for a pre-workout. Who the fuck cares? Let's move on, people. Experience. So, how did this thing work? Listen, people. This shit is so much better than the previous version. This one, the YoYo version for a steam junkie. If I would give this to you and I would tell you this has DM something, you would believe me. This shit hits really hard energy-wise. Really, really hard. It's hard-hitting motherfucker. The YoYo version, hard-hitting motherfucker. It's gonna hit you hard. You're gonna be in the zone focused. The focus on this thing is insane, and it's very much... You know what it is? It's a sense of urgency pre-workout. You're gonna take this and you're just gonna go. You're gonna go. Sense of urgency pre-workout. Now, I will tell you this. I didn't feel any of the niacin flashes, which is really interesting. There's not a lot of less niacin here, and I'm super sensitive to niacin. Probably the nitrates in or something of combination here actually reduced the side effects, so that's good. Niacin is good for you health-wise. It just causes me the flashes, which drives me nuts. I definitely felt the alpha yo. Definitely felt the alpha yo on the 3 milligrams, on the 2 scoops with the YoYo version. You feel the alpha yo. It's a good feeling though. It's not too much. I mean, for some of you who are super sensitive to alpha yo, I wouldn't take the YoYo version. I would take this version because I'm going to talk about this in a second. But I mean, you feel it, but I can handle it, and it is just an intense sense of urgency experience. If you take a pre-workout, and some people ask me, hey TJ, what would you take if you wake up in the morning and you're super tired and you just need something to kick your butt and get you going? The Specimen YoYo version, the new version, will kick the fuck out of you. Seriously, you can't sit down and you're gonna be focused, and it's just good, amazing sense of urgency, very, very strong energy kick. Now, as far as the pumps, by the way, both of them, they're average at best, right? You're gonna get pumped because you're gonna be working so hard, but there's no additional pump. Obviously, there's no additional pump ingredients here, so I didn't expect a lot, but you're gonna be pumped from just working. They have plasm, which is, by the way, Glaxon Labs, just generally speaking, they're trying to engineer their stuff to be stackable. So they have their plasm surge, I think it's called, their pump formula. I actually have it here, and that you're supposed to stack it with it, and it's totally synergistic, right? So anyway, so as far as the non-YoYo version, so listen, here's the thing. The non-YoYo version feels very much like this one, a bit less energy. I want to say 15% less sense of urgency and energy, but without any freaking side effects. And I actually, let me tell you this. I actually tried 1 scoop of each, and that was perfect. I would say you have almost like, if you get both of them, you can take these as your everyday pre-workout, non-steam junkie pre-workout, but super productive, good focus, good energy, good sense of urgency, no side effects whatsoever. You can take this on your Steam Junkie pre-workout days where you just need to go really hard. And you can take 1 scoop of each, which I actually tried, which is unbelievable. Actually, it works perfect. It's a great balance for both of them. I think, listen, bottom line, people, if you're looking for a good sense of urgency and you can take Alpha Yo and Yohimbine and you need that Steam Junkie experience, the YoYo version, if you need just a good everyday pre-workout with a super high level of energy and sense of urgency, take the non-YoYo version. If you want a bit of each, 1 scoop of each. Listen, people. Hey, Glaxon Labs, I'm really happy that you nailed this one. I mean, I'm going to link to my original review if you want to see it below. I didn't really like the previous version. I really like the new version. It hits hard, but it hits hard the right way. Yeah. Listen, people, as far as where you can find it, this just launched. So I'm going to link below to the page on Fitness Deal News if I can get you, guys, a launch deal for this thing, for the launch, like so you can save some moolah. I'm gonna link to it below. You know, we don't sell anything, we just help you find the best deals from all over the web. Listen, if this review of the Specimen YoYo and non-YoYo version was helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel to see more reviews like this, because this is what we do here. We give you our honest,